Hello and welcome to this introduction video about Rxindi, which is a small but powerful extension for the desktop publishing application Adobe InDesign. Rxindi provides powerful data merge, templating and inline scripting capabilities. For this video though, we're just going to show the tip of the top of the iceberg by implementing a very simple automatic replacement of some placeholders in a template with values from a file. This is not very representative of Rxindi's true power, but we need to start somewhere, and this should give a good indication of the basic syntax and workflow. So here we are, in InDesign. This is on PC, using InDesign 2024. Things might look a bit different if you are on Mac, or are using a different version of InDesign, but the basic operation is the same regardless. This is a new document which contains just a single text frame. We're not using any styling or fancy markup here on purpose, just so we can focus on the meat and potatoes of Rxindi. We are just going to type some text here. Now, at this point we would like to use a person's name. However, we don't just want to type it, we want to get that from a file which we can edit and update separately. In order to achieve this, we are going to type something called a placeholder. A placeholder is a piece of inline text that is written in a special way, so that Rxindi can recognize and process it. You write a placeholder by typing a $sign, followed by an opening brace. Directly after the brace you write the action you want Rxindi to perform. We call this the statement. Statements always start with a single special character, followed by one or more arguments. In this example we want to output something, so we use the output statement. The output statement starts with an equals sign. Next we need to tell Rxindi what it is we want to output. This is a reference to something in the data file. The details about structures and how to select data from a data file is a big topic which we'll skip over in this introduction video. Let's assume we know already what we want, and just use that. In this case we want to show the value of the name from the data, so we'll type that here. Then we are done with this statement and we'll close the placeholder by typing a closing brace. This is to indicate that text following it is regular text again. We'll paste in some more text with two more placeholders and output statements just to make things a bit more interesting. Now the end result is a template with three placeholders, each with an output statement. As mentioned before, this is about as basic as you can get with Rxindi. As we'll see soon, Rxindi has many more statement types and even the output statement can do more than output plain inline text. You can find out more about this by following the links in the description of this video. You might have noticed that up till now we didn't even open or do anything with Rxindi itself. This is all just stock InDesign. This is one of the great things about Rxindi, templates are created and maintained with vanilla InDesign. This means that template documents can be written, edited and shared without even having Rxindi installed. In order to process the document you will need it though. For this example Rxindi is already installed, but if it isn't you can find it on the Adobe Exchange Store. Link in the description. To open Rxindi we go to Window, Extensions and then Rxindi. Rxindi will open as a panel in InDesign. Like any other panel you can freely move it or dock it to a side of the window. We'll go very briefly over the main interface. Note that in this video we are using Rxindi version 1.3.0 which is the latest version available at the time of making this video. The main interface consists of three sections. First we have Prepare, which has a quick reference guide and a Validate Statements button. Here in the quick reference guide you can see the output statement we are using, and as you can also see, the output statement has an optional second argument. But we will not be using that today. Let's move on to the process section, where you select a data source and press a button to actually process the template document. Finally there is the results section, which shows the result of the last performed action. Let's click the Validate button to check if we made no mistakes in the template. Everything okay? Great. Now let's select a file that contains our data. We'll use a simple XML file here that we prepared earlier. Its exact contents is not important right now. What is great about Rxindi is that it does not expect input of a specific layout format. Any kind of XML, JSON, Excel or CSV file can be used as input. As long as the references in the template match to the structure of the file, Rxindi will be able to process it. Now with the file selected, we can process the document. Let's click the button, and presto. Success! As you can see, all the placeholders have been replaced with data coming from the data source. Now you can save your document, create a PDF or do further editing. If you're really adventurous you could even start typing new Rxindi statements and process some more. Well, we're going to leave it at that in this introduction video. You can find more info on Rxindi by following the links in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.